Well, amazing job of just finding a way. Utah State's a terrific team. Tru Washington stepped up in such a huge way. I know stat sheet says 25. They get 28. Made some huge plays, made that big three at the end. We thought they'd be physical. We thought that we'd get to the free throw line a lot. Obviously, making 27 was great. Rebounded the ball very, very well and turned them over. So, huge win. Very grateful for the fans. It's an amazing, amazing environment. I do not take it for granted, so thank you. Great win. We'll enjoy tonight. We'll move on tomorrow.
All right, you guys are a team that I know you've been going into the bench, but still primary minutes are 6 guys on this team. And you're without Stoff and without CJ for all but 7 minutes. Can you start by updating us what you know about CJ and then about how you guys were able to?
Yeah, I mean, very, very hard. CJ got a concussion or concussion-like symptoms. I don't know exactly what it was, but Grant, our trainer, does a great job. Wanted to hold him out, and I was all good with that. We obviously care about CJ. So he said he feels better after the game. So hopefully it's not something lingering, but we want what's best for him. To do that without CJ, who's been playing great, and Mustafa, who's been playing well pre-plantar fasciitis, was absolutely huge. That's essentially 2 starters. So other guys stepped up. Tru stepped up, did great things. Jovan, 7 rebounds to battle in that type of game as a freshman was terrific as well.
You already complimented Tru on his game. I'm curious, though, as you're watching it, knowing he might be a little amped up for this game because they were on him pretty hard 2 weeks ago. And I'm curious if at any point you thought maybe I should pull him out now because he was having some of those moments where he was on the edge a little bit.
I preached to him from day one to be like Jalen House. Push the limit, go to that edge. He was unbelievable in the second half with his ball pressure. I got him out, I think, one time in the second half. But, I mean, he was in his zone. And, he was just willing us to victory just by playing hard. I mean, his effort was unbelievable.
You guys are in a position now where you have 5 regular season games left, 2-game lead, and a tiebreaker over 3rd place. So 1 seed in the conference championship looked pretty good. Not quite done yet, though. How do you keep the focus knowing that you guys accomplished quite a bit in today's win?
Pretty sure we're going at Boise and at San Diego State. So if we think that's going to be easy, we'll be crazy. Boise's always a tough place to play. It's human nature, right, to look at it. But the race is not over. I keep preaching it over and over again. Obviously that was a great win. I'm not trying to devalue it in any way, but we got to enjoy it. We got to move on, and that's not hard for our program because that's the mentality every single day, good or bad. That's the mentality.
Tru said he was in here late last night preparing for that exact shot, that exact spot. Is that something you guys had seen in film, knowing that was a potential setup?
Well, sure. I mean, I'd like to pretend like I thought, but no, we thought the wings and corners with the way that they were guarding in the matchup zone. We had a zone shooting segment the last couple of days that we did work on. We thought that was kind of the soft spot of the zone. They were going aggressive at Donnie on the ball screens. We were able to pitch it, and he was able to make a huge shot.
A couple of games where I think the entire building is probably expecting Donnie to take a shot, but defers to someone else to make a big three. Does it speak to the depth of this team and overall talent?
Yeah, I mean, Donnie was very tired. Shocking. He didn't come out of the game. But he needed to get rid of it a little bit because they were putting 3 guys on him on every single ball screen, and he needed to spray it. And then Tru, and I've always been really eager to have 3 guys that can really come off of ball screens, and Tru started to evolve in a guy who was very, very effective getting into the lane and making plays.
So, Coach, your team faced a little bit of adversity tonight. How proud of you? How proud are you just with the way they responded?
Yeah, extremely proud. Tough to beat a team like that twice. Obviously played great at their place. We knew they'd get their best shot. So very proud of them. But again, we'll come back tomorrow with a high level of humility and move on to Boise.
And then you obviously, again, Tru, amazing night. What does it mean to you to have a guy like that on your team, to where he can make big plays, to where he can do stuff that won't show up on the stat sheet?
Yeah, I mean, I've always really liked him. You got to pick and choose your high school kids that you recruit. And I think all of the ones that we got, I really like a lot. So Tru got decent amount of playing time last year, and now his role is increasing. And, it's hard in the transfer world to do that, but we believe in transfers as well as some high school kids that can taste it, come back and be better and better. And Tru's done that.
Coach, I asked Tru this very question. What is it about this team? They just seem to turn on the Jets when it matters the most. I mean, crunch time, the team, it's like the whole team elevates its play. It did the game live up to what you thought it would be?
I thought it was a phenomenal game. I said to the ref one time, like, wow, this is a great game. We shot 63% against that zone in the second half, which was phenomenal. We got some huge stops and rebounds when we needed to. They got loose on some threes at the end for sure. Made our free throws, which is big, right? I mean, we always like to talk about free throws. We made 27 of them, which is never a given. So I think they're tasting success. I think they like the taste of it, and they want to keep it going.
Coach, you mentioned your success against the zone in the second half. You didn't have that in the first half. What was your message at halftime, and what were some of the adjustments?
My message was more about loose balls. They had some loose balls that turned into threes. We talked about hitting that wing that Tru made the shot on. We got to hit that more because they're really converging on the ball. So be comfortable spraying it is what we call it. But overall, it was more about the defensive side of it and the loose ball side of it. We did a great job of getting them in foul trouble. Obviously, they're very, very physical. So, we don't panic. It's a 40-minute game. It's not like the game ends and you play another one. So just kept it pretty brief, told them to get their rest, adjust a little bit on those ball screens, and made some good plays.
And you mentioned a lot of the offensive rebounds you guys got and the focus on loose balls. A lot of that is just physicality. And throughout the entire season, other teams that had to face you always had to match your guys' physicality. I think today was no different from that. Just explain or tell us how important it is for you guys to keep the physicality at an all-time high and make sure that the other teams still can't come to you and outmuscle you guys.
Yeah.
Whether it's on boards or drawing fouls.
Yeah, we had to be tough. Rebounding was huge. To have a freshman play 36 minutes in Jovan and get 7 rebounds was awesome. Phillip even had some timely offensive rebounds. We wanted to be more aggressive on some of our long shots with the offensive rebounds. They got on the break more because of our 14 turnovers. So we wanted to be more aggressive there, and I thought the guys were really good, and then I thought they were really good at taking the contact, getting fouled.
Coach Nelly starts 1 for 6, but he was 6 for 6 from the line in the first half. He really got Gadaretsi, Templin, and some of their other bigs in foul trouble. Can you just talk about the impact?
Yeah, 8 fouls drawn. That's terrific. Really, really good. So he's tough. He's physical. Made some big plays down the stretch, and he looks really comfortable making free throws right now. So a big guy, that's obviously hard to get.
We don't have stats, but whatever it was on fast
You like the
breaks,
stats? I'll read it for you, Jeff.
Whatever the fast break points were more than last game because you had 0.
18 to 16. We
you
had
guys-
0, so we had 16 more of them.
That is right.
Yeah,
That's
thank you. Yes. Yeah.
But you guys were able, though, to kind of get back into the transition game a little bit more than you were.
Yeah.
Not that it mattered there. You guys did fine, but a little more comfortable with the
Yeah.
offense when you were...
I thought for sure we ran way better in the second half. Sometimes their physicality in their zone slows you down. They run back to a zone, but we got to treat it like a fast break. And I thought for sure in the second half we were really, really good at getting out.
And then I did want to ask about Braden. A lot of guys kind of had moments today, but Braden, for the first time in a while, had a couple big plays. I thought big rebound.
Huge offensive rebound. Yep.
Yeah, and that he's a guy that I don't know if it's kind of confidence thing again or what, but he had been rising and then kind of went back into a where's he been kind of thing, and we haven't seen a lot of him. Especially if CJ's out, is his opportunity now?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully CJ's not out long, but Braden was ready, man. Those guys are. Braden's a phenomenal kid. Loves being a Lobo, and he came in there and made a huge rebound, then 2 key free throws in a timely stretch. So hopefully that gives him great confidence moving forward.
And I will ask about the very last play after Donnie put you guys up 82-79. They have 1.4 seconds left. Do you want Donnie going for a block shot in midcourt?
I didn't want him fouling. I wanted to have a body in front of a body. We weren't going to foul just because I thought with that time they could throw something up. Donnie's best defensive attribute is challenging shots. He really does do a very good job of it. So I didn't want them to have a running shot at anything. Certainly didn't want him fouling either.
What about the uniforms?
Uniforms were phenomenal. Our people do an amazing job of that. Crowd, unbelievable. Obviously, nationally televised game to do that was huge. So I'm grateful for all the alumni that came back. They seemed like they had a blast. So I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, the treatment that I get treated great too, of course, but the treatment that the players get in this community, you can't take it lightly.
You seemed, even for you, a little more intense than normal. Did you come into this game feeling a little more intense for any reason?
Not really. I just came out here to play my game, man. I mean, Utah State, they're number 2 right now, and we didn't want to give up the number 1 spot or tie it. So we just came out here with our foot on their necks.
You guys are in a place now where 5 games to go. You guys have a 2-game lead and a tiebreaker against second place. Really good spot for a 1 seed. Really good spot for at least a share of a conference title. But it's not over just yet. So how are you guys responding up in that locker room right now? Like, was this a culmination, or is it just kind of business as usual?
It's always business, man. I mean, we just got a big dub where the guys are excited, but we'll be back to practice tomorrow and just keep grinding.
And then the other thing is just you guys decide, or you guys find out before the game Stoff isn't playing, so you're down 1 starter. You guys have got 6 guys that get primary minutes on this team, and CJ only goes about 7 minutes before he gets injured and is out for the game. How did you guys kind of have the resolve to keep going and get some of those guys who don't get big minutes?
I just say we're all bought in, man. I mean, a guy goes up, the next guy going to step in, and we just got a goal, and our goal is to win every game. So every guy is just bought in.
Tru, you're the defensive guy. You're the lockdown corner, but offensively, you were the man. Did you feel the need to be more offensive without Stoff and without CJ?
Stoff is a big part of our offense and defense. We're missing his shots out there, so somebody had to step up and take his shots, and I felt like I did that today.
This is a big 3-game stretch. You have this game today and then 2 huge games on the road. This is a chance to really prove yourself. Put you guys up on the national map. You guys talked about the importance of this 3-game stretch.
Obviously we want to be ranked, but that doesn't do anything for us right now. I mean, we want to win the tournament and go on to March Madness and do a lot of damage in there.
I would just talk about the crowd, sellout crowd, obviously, and you finally play a game where it's not 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. You have a decent crowd in here. Just talk about that.
I love the crowd, man. I feed off the crowd a lot, man. When they get lit, I'm lit,
Tru, so amazing game for you tonight. I mean, big-time players make big-time plays, and you were the definition of that tonight. So what really lit a fire under you?
I feel like first half, I kind of like let the point guard get what he want, Second half, I had to cut off his water and play my brand of defense.
And so there were a lot of moments for you tonight that won't show up on the stat sheet that you did. I noticed that when you guys were down by, I believe it was 9 at one point, you kind of rallied the team together after a foul. Do you remember what was said between you guys? Remember what you told them?
I feel like when there's dead balls, we all huddle. We wasn't huddling, so I told everybody we got to buy in, bro. One guy can't do it, we got to do it together. And that's what we did. We bought in and got the dub.
And now this is 8 straight for this group. What's really just been the key of consistency during this 8-game winning streak now?
Just staying consistent, day in, day out, practicing games.
Tru, you're known for defense, stealing balls. What is it about your 3-point shot has really come to fruition? And what is it about this team? It seems like they turn on the jets when it matters the most. I mean, the timing of you guys just elevating your game against opposing teams.
First, I want to start off with confidence, man. I mean, me and Coach Dave P, we're in the gym every day after practice, putting up threes. Then, I don't know, this team, I mean, we get going, we're going. We're good to go on a 10-0 run, a 6-0 run, 8-0 run. It's just, that's what we do, man.
All right, he asked you about your 3-point shot in general. With 9 seconds left, though, you guys are up 1.
Right.
You did have a lead.
Right.
But walk us through that. You got to step into one. Donnie got you wide open.
Right.
And you got to step into one. Walk us through that.
The last 3, right?
The last 3, the 9 seconds of it.
9 seconds ago, I'm watching the clock. I think Phil fumbling the ball, and I came in here last night at 9 with one of the managers, and we were working on that shot. So I just knew when he gave it to me, it was going in.
On that shot, like right at the elbow,
right on the elbow. We knew they were going to play their zone, and we knew we can't shoot a regular 3, so I knew I had to step back just a little bit and work on those last night.
Why don't you give the manager some love? Which manager was it?
Ayo.
Okay.
Aaron.
on, Drew.
All right.
Drew, talk about how you've grown as an individual player this year so far from the beginning of the season to where you are right now.
Just staying consistent, man. I mean, I just come to practice and work hard at practice, day after practice, put up shots, come later on at 7 with the manager. Just being me, you know. Just block out all the noise and just staying focused.
And you mentioned shutting off the water. Why is that important to you? Tell us about your mindset, why that matters to you to be able to play defense. There's players out here who really don't care about defense. You're obviously
Right.
not one of them. Why does it make a difference to you when you're able to make an impact?
I feel like first half the guards were getting to it. I mean, the guards were killing us, so I would say he was killing me. Second half it came out, and I was just like, I'm not going for it no more. I'm going to have to play D if we want to win. And it starts with me, then my team feeds off me, and we get the dub.
Before I let you go, any comments on the jerseys and the uniforms?
Oh, yeah, these are nice. I mean, hopefully we get to wear these again.